What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Huddle. This week, me and Sean break down a little bit about car shopping, how our weeks went. We go in depth on how to identify toxic relationships and how they play a part in your life, the importance of networking and how your network is your net worth. And don't forget the most important part, our 5-minute fitness tip and how recovery is key.
Welcome back to another episode of the Huddle. Y'all know what it is. I'm here with
Christian Roddy.
And myself, Sean Fredericks. Let's get into your week, bro. How's it been?
Shoo, this week has been good. Actually been kind of all over the place. A couple of team members leaving at my gym. Had a couple of meetings. I feel like I've been at corporate more in the last week than I was like the whole last 2 years. So,
Bro, a little wiener dog just ran by. That was the cutest thing in the world.
that thing was adorable.
I want him to come in here.
I guess as far as like a little recap, because 2 weeks ago, by the way, it's been 2 weeks since we had our last episode, and I think our producer has a message for you.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I mean, some priorities came up, and I had to take care of it, but it'll never happen again, I told my family I just ain't got time no more, I ain't got time for y'all.
100%.
I got important things to do.
We are your family, Jesse.
100%.
Look at me.
Oh, I'm looking at you.
Look at me. It better not happen again. So, we appreciate y'all still rocking with us, even though we did skip a week. But hey, we're here back with another great episode. So yeah, let them know about you.
Yeah, little recap. Sorry, back to our regular scheduled programming. Little recap. Last time we were talking about car shopping. I was apartment shopping. In my expensive San Diego. Ended up actually, if you guys remember, I had a Dodge Charger and like American Muscle. So since Sean, he's been rocking the Audi S4. Yes. And I actually paid zero attention to imports, but just as seeing him have it and just learning a little bit more about him and seeing him a little bit more frequently around. And with the cost of gas right now, having a V8 Dodge Charger does not work for me. So I actually landed with a new Beamer, a little BMW.
Yeah, my boy, a Beamer boy now. So, it's fresh too.
Yeah, it's not bad. So since I'm just kind of like stepping into, I guess you can call it import, like
the import scene.
Yeah, the import car market. So not American. I think BMW is German.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously didn't drop all my money on this crazy, M4. So went with a little bit more basic line and think I want to have a little bit of fun, kind of playing with things. Nothing too crazy. I don't know if I'll tune this one and stuff like that, but I just want to start doing more with my hands. So when I was like in high school, I played around a lot with my truck. I had like a lifted Dodge Ram, and we had like 37-inch tires on that thing. And I did stuff with the sound system, did stuff with the exhaust. And I feel like I haven't done really anything with my hands lately. So it's going to be like a nice little project car that's not going to be too expensive.
Yeah. I love my Audi, bro. It's my project car. That's my baby. I'm probably going to give that to my son when I grow older, honestly, because that thing is, bro, 1, it's quick. 2, it's luxurious, and 3, it's a great car, great vehicle. I mean, BMW is the exact same way. Like, there's so much stuff that you can do to BMW and Audi where it's like you can add all like the imports and different exhausts, different intakes, intercoolers, blow-off valves, all that good stuff. So make it sound fast and let it be fast. So I did a lot of stuff to my car that I'm continuing to do stuff to my car. I'm gonna get it tuned here pretty soon, but I love that thing, and it's super, super reliable. And a lot of people get like mixed emotions about imports and like luxury cars like that, just because they're like, oh yeah, they're so like so expensive to maintain, and like if a part goes down, like this and that. Like, yes and no, like that's true. Like if stuff does go down, it is going to be expensive. But if you do your scheduled maintenance and you properly like take care of the car, then you should never get to that point. So that's why it's like, yeah, those people that do say that, it's like, oh yeah, this goes down and like I'm gonna have to pay $5,000 for this and that. And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, if you're driving your car like an idiot, you're not properly like scheduling oil changes and doing all that good stuff, for, like doing your scheduled like $50,000 mile maintenance and 75,000 mile maintenance and all that good stuff, then yeah, of course your car's gonna go to shit. Like, you're not taking care of it. It's just like your body.
Yeah. Definitely want to take care of it, but they also make it easier to take care of it from my point of view.
Yeah.
As far as handling with like other dealerships and stuff like that, like working with BMW, they were super cool. Like,
oh yeah,
car washes were thrown into the deal for life, for free. oil changes are thrown into the deal for the next 3 years for free. Well, that's part of like the warranty, but me and him, we kind of worked it out in the pricing.
Yeah.
So, and like oil changes on like a luxury car like that are more expensive than your typical car. And like that was thrown in the deal. I'm like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah.
As far as like other warranty stuff. And you could still do aftermarket stuff on your cars. There's certain things you can do, certain things you can't do, but a lot of the time you can still do them as long as they can't directly prove that aftermarket is what caused failure in the other part.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, so like I have my scheduled maintenance coming up and Audi takes care of me. Like they're going to pay for my Uber. They're going to like get me there, get me back. They're going to pay for like, some other stuff. And then I'm like, damn, all right, like luxury, like you pay for luxury and that's pretty dope. And, yeah, I mean, I personally didn't get the warranty on my car just because I knew I was gonna do so much aftermarket shit like stuff that like it was gonna avoid it anyway. Like, all right, got a brand new exhaust on there, intercooler, intake valve, new spark plugs, new ignition coils, like a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, and I'm about to tune it. So as soon as I do all that, like it's gonna get voided anyway. And then I would have paid $6,000 or $3,000 to $6,000 extra on my like actual reason. Like so for no reason, and then that like that interest would have just I'd have been paying stupid amount for no reason. So I was like, yeah, no, don't put it on there.
Yeah, I think the next more expensive BMW I'd probably not get the warranty on that one because that one I would do more of the serious aftermarket stuff with. Like the next one I get, that one's for sure getting tuned because that one is gonna be like, all right, I want this car to be fast as possible.
Yeah, now my car is about to be dumb fast, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, that's wild. Before we get into some other stuff, since we're both in the gym world and gym industry, and like sales is obviously a part of that. Like you've seen it on Family Guy episodes and whatnot when they kind of make fun of how we sell. I'm always interested when I get a chance to feel like the consumer. And when I went into like these dealerships, like I'm kind of looking for a good sales process.
Yeah, me too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. So when I bought the Charger like 5 years ago, all of them were terrible. There was one guy that was at Chevy who was absolutely amazing. We built great rapport, and he just had the wrong car for me. But I almost wanted to buy the car I didn't want out of all the other cars just because his experience was the best.
That's great.
And it was like when I looked at the exact cars I wanted, I was always dealing with a shitty-ass salesperson. Didn't know how to build rapport, didn't know how to build relationships, didn't really talk to me about the car. I remember, so one of my other like family friends just bought a Camaro. And when we went there, he's buying it cash too. Like he, 30 grand cash, like not worried about financing stuff. He was like, hey, let me look at the car. And then like we did one test drive, guy didn't talk to us. And then we walked in, we're like, all right, let's talk about like getting this deal done. And he's like, yeah, I could do this price if you sign right here, right now. We're like, what? What is going on? Like,
stop it.
And doesn't know what either one of us do for work, nothing about us, just knows that we wanted the Camaro.
When I got my car, bro, oh my God. So first of all, I feel like it's a problem because we automatically go in there with like an unconscious bias about car salesmen. Like, oh, we're going to go get into the car salesman, this and that, like get hardballed. And obviously I go in there just because I am a salesman. So me off rip, I'm like, yeah, I want to see what this guy can do. Like, I want to see your sales tactics. I want to see it. And built no rapport with me. And just got straight into the numbers. I was like, all right, cool. Like, we'll get into numbers. Like, I'm not stupid. And you're not going to hustle me. And you're not going to play me. So I was like, all right, for sure. So we get into numbers. And he's like, yeah, so, like, what were you looking for like, payments? This and that. And I'm like, well, I already did, like, my research. And I already know how, like, where the ballpark should be. I was like, yeah, so this is the ballpark. My boy came back with a car payment out of this world. I was like, and I didn't even pay no attention to it because I thought he was playing because he brought out the paper and it was like a $900 car payment, an $850 car payment, and an $800 car payment. And it was off to the left. And he's like, yeah, this is the breakdown of the car, this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like, I see all this extra shit on here added on. I'm like, okay, like he just gonna come out here with everything off rip. So okay. And then I'm like, yeah, so what are the payments? And he's like, oh, these are the payments. I'm like, that number? I'm like, I was like, clearly you weren't listening, my boy. Like, you were like $400, $500 off of what we talked about. He's like, oh. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm like, what is this? Like, is this 200% interest? Like, how did you get that number? And then he's like, oh, well, all this. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, take all that off and then come back to me. And then so we were there for like good, like 3-4 hours and then just hardballing and getting down to the number. But eventually another dude came in. He had to go for the TO and the other dude came in and then we worked it out and we got to a good number where I feel comfortable at. and plus I put a good amount of money down on my car because I traded in my other car, and my other car was paid off. So I put a good chunk down. So it definitely helped out a lot, and I'm literally about to refinance my car right now and just get an even lower payment. So
nice,
actually pretty dope.
And I don't mind, them trying to be quick. They think we're already there. We're obviously there to buy a car.
Yeah.
And I also don't mind price conditioning, like them coming out with that big number. But I'm not here to mess around. Like if I told you I wanted the car, like,
Facts.
Can we find something that's a little closer to my number to start with? And then like, don't drop. I've laughed at them on accident. I promise you, not on purpose. Cause obviously we're in the sales world. Like I have the way I do things, but I always try to take care of people. And I usually replace the word like selling with helping. Like I'm not here to like hurt you. I'm here to get you to what you want in the easiest way possible.
Yeah.
So, but I've accidentally laughed at them because like, I'm like, y'all, we're way off this number like initially. And they've dropped in one occasion $9 a month off of a payment one time. And he went to go get his manager to do that too. And so, yeah, because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And I started to get up, and I was already walking out, and then like he came out of the office real quick, and he's like, wait. What if I could drop it $9 more? So like I was like, I'm getting punked.
I've been like, bro, you serious?
Yeah.
First of all, you are a bigger man than me because I am purposely laughing at these motherfuckers in their face. I do not care.
And then there was another time. It was when we were buying the Camaro cash. Like they added on some accessories. So like what you're talking about that aren't on the advertised price. Yeah. So we factor in sales tax, all that stuff. But then when they hit you with, well, we did the paint coating and we did
we did the paint coating. We did the
anti-theft.
Like, we got a better alarm on there.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't ask
we got
that.
I don't need it. We got your VIN number sketched into the windows for you. I'm like, bro, I don't need none of that. I was like, where's the VIN number at? It's on the car still? He's like, yeah, it comes on the car, but these are in the windows. I'm like, bro, take that off.
So we get like half those knocked off, but then they're still a little far away from what we like had our number at. And then so we're like, all right, well, and we drove like an hour to go look at this Camaro. So then we're like, all right, well, we're out. And then he's like, oh, I'll drop it $20 more. We just started, we laughed again. We're like, bro, stop. Like,
that's why I was like, that's why I laugh so hard. Cause one, like I'm here for like, to get the car, bro. So like, don't play with me. Like I'm here for a reason. Like, why I'm here. I already told you like what I wanted. And then you came out with upstream, like I understand like the drop sale method, but like you're not going to finesse me. Like, first of all, and second of all, if you would have built rapport, you would have known I can't afford an $800, $900 fucking car payment.
Or that like I just refuse to, right? I got other priorities in my life.
Even if I do have that money, I'm not paying that, especially for the car that I got. Like I'm not paying $900 for my car. There's no way. Sir. So yeah, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. So, but this time around, most of the processes were pretty good for the BMW. Everybody's cool. The dude in finance was cool. My initial sales guy was good. He's one of the main reasons I went back to BMW. Yeah. I was actually going to buy a bigger engine BMW. That was a little bit more, and this time around I was like, no, I'm going to go back there. He made me feel good about it. The other place was kind of like, and I was like, they gave me weird vibes.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting into it, and then the sales manager who he TO'd came in was pretty intense. That was the only person I didn't like there. Me and him just we didn't get along, but that's because he gave me like an extra $3,000 than he wanted to on my car.
Yeah, no.
Like the trade-in, so I could tell he was upset.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. He's like, nah, yeah. I'm not paying that much.
But he did, so.
At the end of the day, he did. You know how it is.
But.
Other than that, good? Or what?
Yeah, damn, we were still on my week. Hey. Sean, how was your week, my man?
That was good. It was good. Again, put some performance parts into my car. You helped me out with that. So
hey, I want to start using my hands. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy, changed one spark plug. Now he Dominic Toretto. I swear. It was good. Got a new couch coming. Got a PS5. Whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it's my birthday, so that's why.
So coming up, some of the stuff was early birthday stuff.
Yeah, early birthday stuff. So that's all it is. I don't be just dropping bread like that all the time.
They gonna be confused a month from now. Like, oh, Sean's birthday again.
Nah, yeah, my birthday's coming up. But other than that, it's good, and try to networking more. That's all I've been doing, trying to meet new people. I met a new guy that's like, he came to my gym and he's like a millionaire. So I've been trying to talk to him and pick his brain as much as possible. Your net worth is your network. You feel me? So
No, your network is your net worth.
it's the same thing.
Your net worth is your network. No, because you can be rich and hang out with a bunch of bums.
Oh, that
Once
you're
get
saying
there,
it. That's the exact same thing. They go both ways.
So your net worth is your net worth. Your net worth is your net worth. Okay.
It's literally the exact same thing. You're just saying the other opposite way.
Well, wait, a little
You're just
bit.
saying you're a millionaire, but I hang out with other millionaires. Or you could say you're a bum and you hang out with millionaires. Either way, you're saying it the same way.
Yeah, but so that's good. And I like that the gym is such a good place because it's usually people who are trying to work on themselves, have the time to work on themselves or the discipline to work on themselves.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad place to start networking. Is that, I jumped the gun. Is that where you met the guy?
Yeah, at the gym. I told you that. If you would have listened.
Right now?
Yeah.
Damn. Listening
He's
skills.
not listening. I hope y'all are listening better than he is. But nah, yeah, I met him at the gym. He trains with one of my trainers right now, and super cool dude. Owns like a luxury like car business. But yeah, he's super dope. Been trying to pick his brain. Obviously, I only met him once, so. But every time I see him now, for like forever, I'm gonna pick his brain.
That's something that I wish I did a lot more earlier on in my career. I worked at a bunch of different gyms, and there was some that were in really nice areas, and there was people in front of me and people who spent time discussing, building rapport, as we were talking about earlier. And we were doing a transaction, like pretty big transactions, like, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of training. It's like to do that, you have to have some sort of relationship. And I feel like I just never leveraged that for anything that was outside of the gym and their goals. Yeah. So, don't be afraid to
build rapport.
Yeah, well, build rapport, but then
you have to know somebody. Step out of your comfort zone and ask them, hey, just pick their brains, because you never know. That person might give you the keys to the castle or give you the answers to the test, but you'll never know unless you ask them.
Yeah, 100%. And you never know what you can partner up with or who they could introduce you to.
Yeah. When I was working at my other gym, bro, I met so many people, and I still have plugs for different areas. I have a plug for the movies, plug for Callaway, got a plug for just little marketing team, and a plug for acupuncture. So there's a whole bunch of people I met that have their own businesses over at the last gym that I met, that I worked at, and I'm thankful to know all those people, and I just need to obviously create a bigger, I wouldn't say a bigger circle, because my circle's small already. Whoever I have in my circle is in my circle for a reason. But obviously for expanding and I don't know, getting more knowledge, I got to expand my circle.
Yeah.
But not my inner circle, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's always good to have, I guess, connections and having a network of people that you, not to get a return on investment, but it's a relationship. It's exactly. I took care of them, and I will continue to take care of them, and they take care of us. And it's everybody wants a guy like that guy. If you want a haircut, I got my barber. I ain't going to another barber, and that's my guy.
Yeah. Don't get it confused with my friends. These people aren't my friends.
Not to sound shallow.
Not to sound shallow. I have an inner circle of friend groups. I have my friend group, and then obviously I have acquaintances, and I have people that I know and the people that I talk to, and I'm not a dude that's just gonna be oh no, you're not in my friend group, don't talk to me. I think that's the dumbest thing that you could possibly do.
You're shutting off the world. One, there's so many great interactions and great relationships you could build with people, but then two, opportunities too, if you're like that.
So yeah, again, you got to pick and choose who's in your inner circle and pick and choose who's in your outer circle as well, because obviously there's people in my inner circle, well, not anymore, but there's people that were in my inner circle that I had to get out of my inner circle because it was just damaging my inner circle.
It should be a privilege to be, if you hold yourself to a high standard, it should be a privilege to be in your inner circle. And again, not to sound shallow, they need to bring some type of value, but in some way they have to, right?
No, they have to.
You're either bringing me a crazy amount of joy or entertainment or something like that, or you're bringing me some type of return on that relationship. Exactly. I'm giving you energy, I'm giving you time. I hope to get at least that back, energy and time.
100%.
And then if not more.
Because if it's constantly negative and constantly bad vibes and you're not getting anything in return, and it's just affecting your morale and your emotional and intelligence, it's not going to be good for you. Yeah. It's not going to be good for anyone in that circle. So eventually it's either you help that person and they fix it, fix their ways, or you just got to move on.
Yeah, which is fixing them is so rare, and it's not your job or your responsibility to fix these people. But if you've ever heard of the term unequally yoked, so for the listeners, unequally yoked, the first time I was introduced to it was actually as like a religious term. But back in the day, like if you were pulling like a wagon or a cart, you had two oxes, and one, like say younger ox and one older ox. It is more likely that the older, slower ox is going to pull back that young, stronger ox, and now you have two slow oxes, rather than the likelihood of the younger ox pulling and speeding up the older ox. So now your carriage is like unequally yoked. And it's like, even in relationships that you have with people, like if you are striving for all these goals and you're working hard, it's more likely that these people are going to take up your time. They're going to like drain you of your energy. They're going to get you off your like path than you are to like really pull them with you, which there are people who need those people. Like we were talking about opening doors, introducing people, but rather than bringing them along and getting them like, yo, I need to get my life right. I need to get my goals right. I need to get all this stuff right. So
it's because like, if the person I am, I'm constantly like striving to be better. I'm constantly like to do better things and like get my foot in different like categories and I don't know, open other doors for myself. So like when I don't have someone like-minded in my circle or someone that's like not doing anything, it's just like, bro, like what are we talking about? Like what are we doing here? Like you're about to be 30 and you're still doing the same thing, bro. That's why I didn't go back home to like Colorado. Like there's so many homies that I know just back there just doing the same thing. And I'm like, bro, like I'll go back home and visit my parents and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, how are you still 30 and you living at your mama crib, bro? Damn. Like, no offense, but like, I get it.
Hey,
like,
if you're saving to build some business,
if you saving to do that, but if you like living at your mama crib and like you work at McDonald's, like, I can't have you in my circle. I mean, I get it. Like, that's your lifestyle and like, that's what you got going on for you. But like, don't like, I'm not being disrespectful. Like, I just can't have you in my lifestyle because that's not gonna benefit me knowing you. Like, I still talk to the people, but. Again, it's not like I'm pushing them to the side and be like, yo, I'm better than you. It's just not like we just don't have like-minded personalities, and that's all it is.
I'm not going to go out of my way or use my time to kind of like come build that relationship with you. Yeah. It's like, cool, if you want to come and do something with me, like go to a networking thing. If you want to do whatever, if you want to listen to a podcast.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Or whatever it is. If you want to go hit the gym, like, cool, let's do it. Like, I'll say hi to you. I'm cool with you. Like he was, like you're saying, I'm not better than any of these people. But if it's the opposite, like, hey, need to go. I can only hang out with you if we're going to get drinks. I'm like, I'm good, bro.
I mean, there's so many people that I know where it's just like, I talk to them and I'm like, bro, like, what are you striving to do? Like, I legit like have these conversations with my homies because like my homies are my homies for a reason. Like, we're here to, like, strive to do better, and we're here to, like, do other stuff and, like, grow, and we don't want to be back in the trenches and back in, like, the ghetto. Like, we're here trying to get out of it and obviously, like, do better stuff. So it's, like, all the homies that I talk to, and we legitimately have those conversations. Like, me and you, we have those conversations of, like, yo, like, what are we trying to do? Like, where are we going? Like, what should we get into? Like, stuff like that. So, and then if I'm talking to you about some chick you still talking to in high school and you got high school drama still. I'm like, bro, what? Well, I don't even remember I don't even remember all that. So it's like, that's beyond me. And it's like, I get it. If you still back down there and like, it is what it is, but you're not going to pull me down with you. You feel me? So I got to get rid of some folks.
Yep. You just got to do it. And they will come back in your life. They will try. It's crazy. And I think you got the story, but
he's not wrong. There are people who come back in your life and you can like, bro, I done told you already that. Like, so one of my homies, like, bro, God bless him because he definitely going through it. And what's crazy is like he gets so many opportunities given to him, and like there are always open doors given to him. And it's like the people like that close open doors. I'm like, bro, what? Like that don't make no sense. So one of the homies that I got. Used to be my old roommate. One got us kicked out the spot, so he already on bad news. And then he hit me up and he talking about like he obviously doing like his thing. He not like on the right path. He don't got a job. He don't go to the gym. Like he don't do nothing, bro. Like legitimately, like my boy wakes up, watches Netflix all day, eats, and then like just chills all day. He don't got nothing like productive going for him. And that's one I had to cut him off because like I tried to help him and I obviously was like, yo, like you got to go do something. Like you got to at least go to the gym and like better yourself, like better your body, like go back to school or go get a job, like stuff like that. And he constantly hitting me up for money, And he was in the military and got 100% disability. So he get off rip like $3,600 coming to him every month just for shits and giggles. And then also, I think he's going to school. Like he's constantly he's going to school, but he's not going to school. He's just going to school for the money. So that's another like $2,000 that he's getting. So he's making $5,600 a month. That's more than damn near a lot of people that we know in California
that are working.
So like he's getting a decent amount, and then he's also getting unemployment. So he getting another like $2,000 off of unemployment. That's 7 racks. Like you at the end of the year, you're netting
what are you doing
80K. Yeah, 80K. And at the time, like he's probably making as much as me when I was working. So I'm like, bro, what? Like, and he come up to me asking me for money, and I'm like, bro, what? Like, why are you asking me for money? And then he's like, yeah, I got to pay my rent, this and that. I'm like, what are you doing with your money? And then he's like, oh, well, this and that. Like, and he a junkie now. Like, that's what it is. So his money going towards that. And like, that's why I said, God bless him. Hopefully he's doing better. But like, bro, don't come hollering at me for money, because he came to my work, was like, yo, like, hey, I got my car note balled up in his pocket. Like, yo, let's go. Like, I just need $500. I'm like, bro, I'm not taking your car for $500. Like, that don't make no sense. And like, I tried so hard to like help him out of the struggle, but like, there's only so much you can do for someone to the point where like, you know, I just gotta let this person go.
Yeah.
And he lucky I ain't whoop his ass. So
I think I remember. I think I think he came back in that day and you're like,
bro,
be somebody in the parking lot come up to my work like that.
Oh God, bro, like that's the only reason. We're like, you at my place of business and you pulling me out of work after I told you I'm at work, like, and I'm like, yo, I can't talk right now, I'm at work. Then you come into the crib, like into the work, be like, hey, like, yo, I gotta talk to you, bro. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like that's so toxic and low key, like bro. That's not gonna get into it, but he lucky that I ain't turn up in this month. Bro, I swear.
No, that's tough, because not only is it hard on you, right? Like seeing somebody like you would consider a friend or in your circle like that, and then you trying to better yourself, and it's that again taking
constant
time,
negative,
taking energy,
bro.
Negative stuff, and you want the best for them. So not only like, you know, cutting off that relationship because it's good for you,
Yeah.
but a lot of times like continuing to spend time and energy and money on friends like that or family like that. It's almost enabling.
It's enabling. It's negative, and it definitely like affects you.
Yeah,
like to the core, bro. Like if you're constantly supporting someone with like bad habits and like constantly enabling someone, like you're no better than them. Like you're toxic at that point. Like you're realistically like at some point you got to realize that you're a human being, and like no one's gonna look out for you but yourself. And at the end of the day, like, you're the only one that's going to help yourself, and you're the only one that's going to be there for you. So
100%.
So like you can't constantly just keep supporting people and supporting family. Like I get it, like they're family, and like I love the dude like to death. Like that's the homie. But like again, you got to cut people out.
Yeah, you got to cut people out. It's what's best for you. And like no one's going to care about your goals more than yourself.
Yeah.
Like low key, I think I heard T-Pain say that. I don't know why.
Shout out T-Pain.
But
speaking no, go ahead.
What?
I was about to say,
But,
bro, I just realized that I had read something that T-Pain makes more money doing Twitch streams, playing video games than his whole career.
It's
making
actually
music.
a super entertaining Twitch.
Bro, I wouldn't doubt it.
I love you. I popped in a couple of times, and one time he was spitting bars like just for no reason,
playing video games.
and I was like, man, this is better than some of his songs.
My bad, I didn't even cut you off with that.
Oh, you good? I think it was him, but it was like, yeah, your goals are your goals, your dreams are your dreams. Like no one's gonna care about it more than you. So
Yeah.
again, like if you're trying to drag these people with you who aren't willing to do things for themselves, like do what's right for you, do what's right for them.
Yeah, bro. You just slowing down the truck, slowing down the move.
I guess before we get off that, because probably there's a lot of people who can resonate with that right now, or even in hindsight, some people are like, yeah, that was after I ended that relationship, I had so much more time to do this, or I felt like I had so much more energy to do that, or I met this person and me and him built this business together.
Yeah.
I guess, what are some red flags you look for? And then how would you maybe go about wrapping up some of these relationships without making it a big deal? Like, hey, we can't be boys anymore. Like, obviously, I've gone to that level with some people.
Yeah.
But then other times it's been more of a gradual separation.
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, obviously, a lot of it is gradual separation, just because as human beings, we start to grow apart. Like we start to get away and like start to do our own things. Like you're not close with everyone like you were in high school. Like eventually everyone goes off and does their own thing. So a lot of it is just growing apart. But I think some of the biggest red flags that I see is like, if you're not goal oriented, then like, even if it's like little goals, like you don't have to be like super goal oriented, like go make a business and be a millionaire and drive this type of car. Like you don't have to have like simple goals of like even just like losing weight or me like saving up a little bit more money. Like, so like when we're actually having those conversations, like, oh, yo, like, what are you doing to like, what are you doing for like bettering yourself? And like, how are you being goal oriented? Then like, all right, sweet. Like we actually talk, and then we can like bounce ideas off of each other on like how we can help each other out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, being goal oriented is like one of the biggest ones that I look for. And people that have like, I don't know, I don't like really open, like closed minded people.
People that say no to everything.
Yeah, or like think they know it all. Like I get it. Like sometimes I could come off that way. Like, yo, I think like my girl will tell you that she thinks
I heard it sometimes. You like, nah, that ain't going to work.
100% ain't.
But there might be some experience behind that answer.
Exactly. There you go. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn today. But no, I mean like closed-minded and like ignorant people. Like I've met so many ignorant people in the military that is crazy. And it's like a lot of it is just because of how people are raised. And like at the end of the day, it's like ignorance is just because, like, again, how a lot of people are raised and they don't know any better. So it's like, I still have friends that aren't ignorant anymore because they obviously have more like life experience and like got to venture out and open their box a little bit more. So they're like more, I don't know, open-minded.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's huge, the open-minded piece, because a lot of times, like these people, they just shut off all these ideas or this potential in the world, and it doesn't have to be just to money type things. It could be to anything, but it's. I guess when you say goal oriented, what I was thinking of is, I almost want to say like a sense of purpose. Like life's tough. Like what are you here doing it for? You know, rather than just living day by day. Like I guess you don't have to have a why, but it's like, do you have goals, and like, what are the purpose behind these goals? What do you get out of them? What are you doing to go about it? Like
goal oriented.
Yeah. But like, what resonated to me when you said it was just like
sense of purpose. Well, I mean, that's hard though, because a lot of people don't know what they want to do,
which is fine, but try things.
Yeah,
find something you like.
Like low key, I didn't know. Like when I was going to school, I had no like sense of purpose, and like that shit like was beating me up for the longest.
But you probably then, like, if you don't have a sense of purpose, set a goal out to try things.
Yeah, that's exactly like how you get better and like how you like strive for different stuff. So I definitely, again, when I was going to school, a bunch of dogs over here, I want to pet them. But yeah, when I was going to school, like when I first started going to school and I got out of the military, like that was such a shock to me because one, I haven't been in school in like 5 years. So I'm like, right when you throw me back into college, I'm like, damn, like I don't remember none of this, and I'm starting at ground zero. And also, like, I'm in school to like for picking a career. Like, essentially, like this is my slingshot to a career.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you got to pick right now. Like when you're your counselor, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Anxiety.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. So like, I changed my major, and I'm like, damn, like at the second time I changed my major, bro, I was going through like some stuff. Like I was like, dang, I have no sense of purpose. I don't know what I want to do with my life. Like this and that. Like I ain't mounting nothing. I ain't doing ever amount to nothing.
It
like,
could be depressing.
Bro, it's super depressing. And it's like and a lot of people don't know how to get out of depression. Yeah. And that depression like literally eats them up. And again, if you're not, I think what helped me out of that was being goal oriented and like trying new stuff. And in order to figure out like what my sense of purpose was and how to get out of that depression and be like, you know what, like one, I'm still young. Like I got plenty of time to figure it out. Like
even
that was
now.
one. Yeah, exactly. I was like, that was like the biggest part because one, like social media is like such a big, like, I don't know, like big way of like the hammer. Like it hits you so hard where it's like you see all these like people that are like 22 with big houses and great real estate jobs. And you're like, damn, I ain't shit. Like, or they're like married and like they're at 30 married with 2 kids and already has a successful job and nice big house and like nice car. And you're just like, bro, like what am I doing with my life? So like I think social media plays a giant influence into that. And like when you realize like, yo, like don't compare yourself to anyone on social media or don't compare yourself to anything, like, and you're still young, like, bro, you have so much time to like fail and oh, come inside, pup. You have so much time to fail and like try like new things that it's that you have like. I don't lost my whole train of thought because of damn wiener dog. But yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I lost my train of thought too.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the red flags for me is when people tell you no to all these, to trying things, like to all these opportunities. Like people told me not to do the podcast. I'm like, what? Like this is not hurting anybody.
Bro, I low-key wait. I like look forward to coming to the podcast every week. Yeah. And we ain't even got that many people listening, so it's like I just like it. It's not hurting nobody. Yeah,
different, but I guess that's one of the red flags when you start to like look at it, like people telling you no to try things, like don't do that, don't do this, and it's like the things that really have no cause and effect.
Exactly,
like, they're projecting their insecurities onto you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They could never do or
100%
start up.
100%.
100%. Like,
that's literally what it is.
With things with like very little risk to reward ratio, like
it's literally people like projecting their insecurities. It's like like. I'm too scared to go out and publicly talk and like publicly like shame myself. And it's like, well, that's what people think. And they're like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do that. Like, that's stupid. Yeah. Bro, I ain't doing nothing. Like, if you want to listen, you want to listen. If you don't, you don't, bro. At the end of the day, I'm still going to be here every Friday. Well, coming out on every Tuesday, but yeah.
Oh, true. Editing time, when it is.
You know.
But I guess bottom line there is, but get a good circle around you. Get people who are supportive or like-minded and goal-oriented.
Yeah, definitely do all that good stuff.
Good stuff. Outside of that,
outside of that,
it is?
Yeah, you know what time it is. It was just a podcast about me talking this whole damn time, because someone was a little babyish today. I'm not gonna name any names.
It's been a long week.
His boy is feeling some type of way today.
But
look at him now. He's all happy.
Podcast. See, the podcast brought me back. Brought me back.
That's why you should come back, because you feel the same way when you listen. I know you do. But yeah, we here on the fitness tip. The applausos.
Jesus.
But yeah, 5-minute fitness tip. What kind of tip you got for him today?
This week we're gonna talk about recovery. So when you're working out in the gym, we talked about it before. Exercise is a form of stress stimulus going on the body. So when you're working out, you're sending that signal of growth and adaptation. Recovery, though, is where you're really growing. That's when you're really adapting. That's where your body is actually doing those changes you're looking to see, whether it's weight loss, weight gain. Your body has to recover. And that's really everything. It's the way you sleep. It's the way you eat. It's the way you drink water, hydration. Yeah,
literally everything.
What's your biggest form of recovery? Or most important one, I guess.
I think, to me, the most important one is sleep. I love sleep, bro. You ask everybody, I'll sleep whenever. And a lot of it, bro, I learned how to sleep everywhere. In the military, I could sleep damn near everywhere. Mm-hmm. But yeah, sleep is one of the most important things to me because one, if I don't get my 8 hours or like 7 hours at least, bro, I'm a angry, droggy person, and it like japs up my whole day. And one, it like affects my workouts too, because like low key, if I don't sleep and if I don't have an adequate amount of sleep, then I'm thrown off. But I think the biggest one also is water, like water intake and like being hydrated, bro. Like
a lot of people ask, how much water do you need?
I drink a gallon a day. Well, I at least try to like force myself to drink a gallon a day. I couldn't give you like the actual like scientific fact of like how much water you should drink a day unless you know it. Do you know?
I mean, I used to. I think it's an ounce.
An ounce
per pound. Oh, okay. Per pound you weigh, or it was like at least 0.75 ounces per pound you weigh, because how many ounces are in a gallon?
I think there's
128.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it is 0.75 because I think I'm not giving away my weight right now, but I think I got to do like supposedly I got to do at least a gallon.
Yeah, I mean, water is super important because one, if you're not hydrated, you can literally feel like tired and droggy just because you're not getting enough water in your body and like you're being dehydrated. And a lot of people think of like dehydration and they think of like SpongeBob with no water in him. He's like legit dry. Exactly. Like people think of that, and it's like really like water intake and the amount of water that you get, well, one, like helps with your skin. like skincare and like keeping your skin hydrated. 2, it helps with like fatigue and muscle fatigue. So like if you're not like getting enough water, you will feel fatigued and you will feel tired. So like a lot of it goes into water, and then also our muscles are made up of literally water. So yeah, water intake.
Yeah, water intake's huge. Sleep is huge. I would say 7 hours minimum for me.
What would you pick? What is your
most important for recovery? Well, since you said 2, I'm gonna say 2.
All right,
it's sleep and nutrition. So I guess you could say that's water. But if you don't get enough calories in over time, you're not gonna be able to recover. Like, I guess overtraining, people argue if it's a thing or not. But I think if you don't have the right recovery system, you can't overtrain. Like, if you're grinding 7 days a week in the gym and you're eating like 1 salad a day, like, you are gonna burn yourself out. So just making sure you have the adequate amount of nutrients for your program, whether you want to gain weight or lose weight. If you're trying to gain weight, you need that calorie surplus. If you're trying to lose weight, you need that calorie deficit, but not enough. Not such an extreme deficit that you can't recover from.
Yeah.
So, and then sleep, because we could go down a whole rabbit hole of like what the body does when you're sleeping and like the different stages of sleep. But I think just getting that sleep, I know I myself think that's so important because I struggle to go to bed at night. Yeah. I have like this it's not insomnia, but it's because I work so much during the day, or I have my mind running so much during the day, and I feel like I'm at the whim of others a lot during my waking hours. That when I get home at night,
you want to stay up.
I feel like I want to stay up because now I'm finally getting time back for myself, and I'm trying to like be selfish.
Yeah.
It's not quite like FOMO, fear of missing out, but it's like a fear of not being in control of my time again, because at night I have that control. So
I'm the same way.
How do you combat that?
Low-key just being.
I think a lot of people struggle with that.
Low-key, it's like having a good like work-life balance. Mm-hmm. You have to understand, like, you got to make time for yourself. And you got to make time for like an adequate amount of sleep, and then also enough time for yourself to like recover and have like a good like social environment, while also keeping like a nice work environment. But yeah, having a good work-life balance is like the only way you can kind of combat that. And like I get the same way. Like I'm working all day, and it's just like I finally get home, and it's like I want to stay up until like 1 a.m. and like have my own time and like do the stuff I want to do, because now it's like I'm finally getting home at 8 o'clock, and it's like, dang, like realistically I should be going to bed in the next like 2-3 hours. But no, I don't want to, because I want my time.
My time. So yeah, combating that, what he was saying is maybe structuring your work-life balance, like setting times like you have to go home by, like regardless of what's going on. And when you do get home, maybe doing something for yourself, like checking a box on something. It could be something so small as like doing a 10-minute walk with my dog. But it's like if I accomplish that, like there's a sense of fulfillment, and like I did something that I wanted to do. That's one thing. And then also getting away from your phone probably like 30 minutes before you truly want to go to bed. So if you want to go to bed at 10, like make sure you set that phone down, plug it into charge or whatever away from you to where you can't grab it at like 9:30 at least, right? Because otherwise you're going to keep yourself stimulated. You keep your mind running, and then that's where you get closer to that fear of missing out. But as far as like the selfish time is just doing something for yourself before you do lay down, and being aware that that's one of the things that's keeping you up also, right? So
yeah, no, I think that was great. Because everyone knows they're on their phone scrolling, and then they go into the abyss.
Yeah. And I'm guilty of it. Like one of my little things to help me go to sleep low key is I scroll on Zillow at houses that I probably can't afford right now. And it as much as anxiety that gives me, like it's somewhat peaceful. But again, like I got to do that way before. That way I like de-stressing. So.
You be sending me stuff at like 12 o'clock. Like, yo, look at this. I'm like, bro, what? I be seeing my phone light up in the corner. I'm like, what the fuck? And then my girl like, yo, who hit you up? I'm like, bro, come on now. It's Roddy, bro. Like, you send me some bullshit about houses in the housing market at 12 o'clock at night. Hey. But no, I appreciate it though.
Yeah, your network is your network.
Exactly. Right? You know, he's just looking out for me. You know, that's why he's in the circle. You feel me? Right. But yeah, you know, I think that's today's episode.
Yes, sir. That was another episode of the Hustle Huddle. And you know, hustle is the only controllable pillar of success. So go out there and hustle this week. We appreciate y'all. Take us out.
Yeah, you know what it is. You see the hustle on the hat. Follow us and like And, share it a little bit. And then also,
Where can you find us?
At the Hustle Huddle,
On Instagram.
On Instagram, YouTube, on Apple Music, on Spotify, on the podcast. Where else?
We out here.
Bro, stop it. Stop playing with us. Come on, now we trying to do better for ourselves. Help us out.